Do you listen to Knights of the Black Death? I really like that music. It's full of energy.
These are the games that had us glued to our screens for the past 12 months. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 best video games of 2018.
"2018 has been an absolute roller coaster of a year. Click the link below to find our best and worst of 2018 videos for a look back at all the awesome and crazy things that happened.
For this list, we're looking at the absolute greatest titles released this year, and while we couldn't fit all the games we wanted to, we think our list will stand the test of time. As is tradition, we will not be including any remakes, remasters, or enhanced ports of any kind. Also, we will not be including Fortnite as its Battle Royale mode was released in 2017. However, this time around, we're going to start out with the honorable mentions to get things going.
Next time, I'll have a tale of my own to tell.
It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
Merc forces are contesting Alpha.
And with that out of the way, here we go. Number 10, Far Cry 5.
Everything could be overcome if we embraced an idea.
The latest entry in this long-running Ubisoft franchise wasn't just a really fun experience, it changed up its open-world format for the better. There's enough optional quests and tasks, high-powered weapons, vehicles, and enemies in the fictional Hope County, Montana to keep gamers returning long after the story missions are done, and then some. While critics seemed divided over the story, claiming that the main antagonist was a bit flat and dull, the real charm to the Far Cry series has always been about liberating outposts, messing with the local wildlife, and blowing shit up. Check, check, and check. Man, we love Far Cry. Number 9, Dead Cells. This game's mixture of a roguelike dungeon crawler and Metroidvania action-adventure made a lot of gamers take notice during its time in early access, which helped make its release very successful. For fans of the Dark Souls series and those looking for a challenge, this is a 2D actioner that just cannot be missed. As a literal collection of dead cells, gamers explore procedurally generated levels, fighting the undead within, while collecting cells that are used as an in-game currency to level up one's character similar to the Souls games. And yep, you guessed it. Upon dying, you lose your cells and have to start over again. Sounds like a frustratingly great time. Number 8, Subnautica. This is an open-world adventure unlike many found in the overcrowded genre nowadays, with a focus on survival, managing resources, and of course, exploring a vast alien ocean. There are no towers to unlock or bad guys to shoot, but there's a lot of cave sulfur to collect. Not to mention the game's story is surprisingly engaging and compelling, especially given how it's conveyed to the player. Trust us that this game is a rare example of a truly fun survival game that'll have you both excited and terrified of what's just beyond the next reef. Number 7, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Let us meet our fate, shall we?
With the reboot of the Assassin's Creed series last year in Origins, the franchise took a leap forward in terms of gameplay and visual upgrades that fans of the series wanted for some time. Odyssey moves even more toward role-playing than its predecessor, and does it in a way that feels crucially important to the story and environments. Sure, some upgrades come by way of grinding, but the feeling we had building our versions of Alexios or Cassandra, and how that empowered us to move about this huge open world, was a unique highlight in 2018. Also, the game's fictional retelling of the Peloponnesian War, how cool was that?
Today was a day the Persians will never forget.
Number 6, Marvel's Spider-Man. At long last, we have the definitive Spider-Man game that fans have wanted since the days of Spider-Man 2. Swinging through the streets of New York City as Spidey has never felt better, and playing as Peter Parker was also surprisingly satisfying due to his relatable story, and addition of puzzles that greatly switches up the pace. Not only that, but the edge-of-your-seat boss battles provided some of the game's most climactic moments. Sure, the side activities could have been better, but with traversal and combat this good, it's the game that Spidey fans have been waiting for. Now, get out there and save the city!
So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later.
Number 5, Monster Hunter World.
To the A-list! And the commission!
Cheers!
Capcom's long-running monster hunting series finally came to current-gen platforms, and it was everything that its fans wanted. A deep, satisfying loop of chasing down grisly beasts, looting their corpses, upgrading gear and weapons, and then tracking down even nastier beasts. Rinse and repeat. No longer divided into regions or zones, this Monster Hunter is a fully open world that feels truly alive with all types of monsters within. But, as longtime fans know, success in this world still comes with a bit of a learning curve. The difficulty of jumping into the game for the first time has been scaled down for newcomers this time around, however. Even so, expect a challenge. Number 4, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
2, 1, go!
The newest version of Nintendo's hit crossover fighter is not only a celebration of all things Smash, but as a celebration of gaming as a whole. The roster is absolutely huge and contains every returning character as well as a good handful of new ones. Returning home to this fighter feels great 4 years after the last game, and it feels even faster and more technical than before, making it great for competitive play. With the return of great single-player content though, this series is no longer just for competition and multiplayer, and we loved going mano-a-mano with a game to unlock more characters and neat items. All hail Smash Bros. Number 3, Celeste. Who says graphics are everything? There's always plenty of room for super tight gameplay, fantastic soundtrack, and a deeply original story. And luckily, Celeste checks off all 3 boxes to become one of the best 2D platformers ever made. Madeline's struggle to climb Celeste Mountain, while dealing with her own anxiety issues and inner demons, is an emotional journey that we weren't expecting to be handled so incredibly well for such a tricky subject. Plus, the challenging yet well-designed stages really nail the game's themes of overcoming adversity. It's one thing to have a fantastic story and gameplay, it's another to have these elements complement each other so well. Thus, Celeste sets a new high bar for future indie games. Number 2, God of War.
Might.
Sony's reboot of the acclaimed God of War franchise was nothing short of miraculous. After all, it made us fall in love with Kratos after many years of making him a highly unlikable, angry character. Backed by Norse mythology this time around, this game tells a tender, dynamic tale of Kratos and Atreus' emotional journey about fathers and sons, loves and losses, and new beginnings. All backed up by tighter combat and a jaw-dropping Norse world to uncover. And who didn't get overwhelmed with excitement when Kratos retrieved his iconic Blades of Chaos? This game wasn't just an epic adventure, it has us hungry for more. Now, bring on Thor.
But I am your monster no longer.
Number 1, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Why ain't you never married?
What would a best of the year list be without the latest offering from Rockstar Games? We don't know, nor would we care to find out. This game is everything that Grand Theft Auto isn't: slow-paced, realistic, and highly precise. But it's also everything we've come to love from Rockstar. Grand in scope and structure, incredibly innovative, and it's a ton of fun to play. The story of Arthur, Dutch, and company is also one of the best gaming has to offer, with an incredible cast of characters that had us laughing, loving, and cursing our way through its 60-plus hour narrative. Which reminds us, it's time to be getting back to camp to do our chores.
Why don't you take a few of us up there right now? I got this, Dutch. Should be fun. All right, you. Come on. Let's go.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.